Thank you for joining us today. The Lincoln Police Department and our partner agencies have been working tirelessly on this case to hold those responsible accountable as we seek justice for Hannah, Roberto, and their child that they were expecting. This morning, LPD can confirm that we have made 4 additional arrests in this homicide investigation. 47-year-old Amy Mitchell, 57-year-old Kendall Hawthorne, 29-year-old Matthew Licklider, and 40-year-old Sheena Miller are all being held in the Lancaster County Jail for accessory to murder and tampering with evidence for assisting Sterling James and Sadie Titus, who also remain in jail. All 4 arrested live on the property at 7600 Northwest 27th Street in Lancaster County. While we are still awaiting pathology results from the human remains located by investigators in Saunders County last week, at this time we believe that those are of Hannah and Roberto. As the investigation continued with review of additional evidence and witness interviews, LPD investigators developed probable cause to make further arrests. The SWAT team served a search warrant at the Northwest 27th Street address yesterday, Tuesday, February 10th. After Mitchell, Hawthorne, Licklider, and Miller were arrested and interviewed, this is what we believe unfolded. On Thursday, January 15th, Sheena Miller was at the Northwest 27th Street property when James arrived. James and Miller got into James's vehicle and drove about 2 miles north on Northwest 27th with Tanner and Neville following them. Once at the location, James shot and killed Tanner and Neville. Miller assisted James in moving their bodies and then drove Neville's vehicle back to the house on Northwest 27th. Amy Mitchell saw both James and Neville's vehicles parked in the driveway and saw Neville deceased. She removed several personal items from Neville's vehicle, many of which have not yet been recovered. Matthew Licklider returned home, where he observed Tanner and Neville deceased. Licklider and James retrieved a torch before they drove separately to the area of 40th and Cornhusker in Lincoln, where Neville's vehicle was later found burned. Licklider and James then drove separately to an area near 40th and Branched Oak outside of Davie, where we believe the bodies were initially disposed of, before being moved later to Saunders County. Kendall Hawthorne gave baby items from inside Neville's vehicle to a friend. Those items are believed to contain physical evidence, and some have not yet been recovered. Hawthorne also gave James permission to burn items on the property on Northwest 27th. On January 16th, we believe all 4 individuals watched as James and Titus cleaned their vehicle in the garage on Northwest 27th Street. Autopsies are scheduled for Tanner and Neville today, and we hope that those will provide us additional answers. The Lincoln Police Department wants to thank all of our partner agencies who have assisted with this complex and lengthy investigation, including the Lancaster County, Saunders County, and the Polk County Sheriff's Office, as well as the Nebraska State Patrol and the Lincoln Police Department officers and employees. While LPD has taken the lead on this investigation, these homicides are believed to have occurred in Lancaster County. We encourage anyone who may have additional information to reach out to LPD at 402-441-6000. To remain anonymous, you can contact Crime Stoppers at 402-475-3600 or report online at lincolncrimestoppers.com or download the free P3 app. And with that, I would open up to any questions. Yes.
John Grinbolds with KBTV. What led LPD to the Saunders County location?
There was a variety of digital evidence, interviews, and other evidence that we'd collected led us to that location.
Any idea why the bodies were moved from the initial location to Saunders County?
I don't necessarily have an answer to that right now, and that's something that we're still looking at.
Is there any evidence of the initial location to show that they might have been buried there?
There was evidence recovered at that initial location. There was evidence located at both of those locations, but yeah, there was some evidence there.
Are you guys still exploring right now a motive? Has anything turned up regarding that at this point?
Yeah, certainly we're still looking at that, and realizing that this has gone on for a few weeks now. There's still a lot of digital evidence to pour through, and more interviews to conduct and so forth. So yeah, we're continuing to look for motive on that.
Do we know if any burns actually did occur at the Northwest 27th Street location, or they did not occur yet?
No, we do know that some items of evidence were burned at Northwest 27th Street.
Outside, I would assume?
Yes, that's correct.
What condition were the human remains found in? I mean, can you go into that at all?
I don't think right now we're going to go into a whole lot of detail on the condition of the remains, and some of that is yet to be determined through the autopsy today. So
Have any weapons been recovered yet?
we did recover a handgun through one of the search warrants that we conducted.
Was that located in the home or in the vehicle?
I'm not sure which location it was. There was several search warrants served at various properties, and so it was located through one of those search warrants.
Can you give a caliber of the weapon, this one?
I don't have it right off the top of my head, no.
Have you found, did you find the did you find the shooting scene yet?
We do believe we know where the shooting took place, and we do believe we've collected some evidence from that particular location.
Or was that couple miles north of Northwest 27th?
Yes, it would be consistent with that location.
The affidavit says Sterling James admitted to a witness that he committed the crime. Has he admitted that to law enforcement this time?
I don't know that I can go into the exact statements that he made to law enforcement, but certainly what's in the affidavit would accurately represent what was reported to us. So
Can you say what the witness's relationship with James was?
I'm not going to go into the witness details for a variety of reasons at this point.
No, and to be clear, the other people, the other arrests, were any of those witnesses who spoke with LPD beforehand?
Well, certainly any of the people that were arrested that have this information that we've added today are also witnesses. They're also involved in this crime, but they potentially are also witnesses. So we've spoken to all of them of those people at this point.
Was this like a planned group effort, or was this something where they kind of came in and they went along with it?
I think with these four people in particular, I don't know that they had anything to do with planning. I think most of their involvement was on the back end of things.
Did all of them know the victims?
I don't know that all of them knew them personally. No,
You're not able to give anything on motive, are you?
not right now. No.
And then was there any evidence any of the suspects were under the influence at the time of the killings?
That I don't know. Again, many of these people we contacted days or weeks later, so what their state was at that time, it's going to be hard to tell for us.
What other locations are authorities searching, and has there been any evidence found anywhere else?
Yeah, we've found evidence at a variety of locations. We've served search warrants at multiple locations now. We have had people call in and help provide evidence, whether it's video evidence, whether it's digital evidence, in some cases physical evidence. Sometimes those things are of value, sometimes they're not, but that's why it's important with Crime Stoppers and that kind of thing to, if you're not sure, call in and let us assess that. And so that's all been very helpful in this investigation.
Do you know, you said the bodies were disposed initially near 40th and Branch Oak. Were they just dumped there? Were they buried there? Do you have any, what was the evidence looking like there?
So at that particular location, we did not find the bodies there. So it's hard to say exactly, what condition they were in when they were placed at that location because we didn't find them there. And so that information is coming from a variety of, whether it's digital evidence or statements or other physical evidence that we located there. But as far as the condition and the exact setting there, it's hard for us to say right now.
Can you go over the Saunders County search? What, led you to find them in that location? How were you able to locate their bodies in that location?
Well, again, there's a variety of things that we look at. We look at digital evidence. We certainly look at the interviews that we conduct and other physical evidence that we collect. And so when you put all of that together, it led us to that location.
I'm trying to be more specifically at that location. How did you find them in where they were buried?
by all of those means. They help. If you get one piece of evidence, for instance, digital evidence may give you an area, but then you marry that up with physical evidence that you find at the scene or statements that people provide, and that helps just narrow down that particular area a little bit more.
Can you go into like how deep they were in the ground?
I'm not going to go into how deep they were now.
Are you guys still searching the location where you found the human remains, or is that concluded?
I think that particular area has been concluded, yes.
The human remains that were located last week, was it believed that it's both Neville and Roberto at this time?
Yes, at this point, we believe that was their remains that were there. Certainly confirmation will come probably today or tomorrow after the autopsy is completed.
And could you say anything about the unborn baby? Is there evidence there to show that the remains are there as well?
That we can't definitively say one way or another yet, just because we haven't done the autopsy. And so as that process unfolds today, we should have some answers on that. But I think we're hopeful that the baby will also be with those two as well.